We live in the mountains of Yukon, Canada, and are building our own home completely off-grid.
What happened?
Low on oil.
When we started this adventure, we honestly thought that building the house would be the easy part.
You guys are a team.
We were wrong.
Challenge accepted.
This week, everything depends on sealing the foundation. Because until it's waterproof, we can't backfill. And while we're trying to figure out a house plan on the fly,
Just another 8-foot wall and then the peak.
Going to hate me.
we're also juggling screaming toddlers and side projects that somehow became urgent.
All right guys, we're gonna do a little side mission.
Winter's coming, the clock's ticking, so we're building this house the only way we know how.
That's what we came up with for the bathroom layout.
One chaotic step at a time.
All right, good morning guys. It seems like every time I try to record, a kid cries. I'm not getting nothing done.
We thought once the big stuff was done, the rest would be smooth sailing. Turns out, it's the little things that are absolutely kicking our ass. It's endless. One tiny job turns into 5 more, and somehow every single one takes way longer than it should. Nothing feels fast out here. Then you add kids to the mix. Yeah, every task feels like climbing a mountain in flip-flops while someone's also asking for snacks 24/7. Some days it feels impossible to make real progress, but somehow, piece by piece, we are doing it. We're still showing up, still building, still moving this thing forward, even if it doesn't always look pretty. And honestly, we could use your help. If you've built a house with kids or survived a big project with little humans around, tell us. What do you use? Any hacks, routines, ways to keep the kids busy so you can actually get stuff done that doesn't include the TV? Let us know, because we're very much so in the wing it and figure it out as we go kind of era, and yeah, feels impossible.
So all of the footings have all been stripped. It's time to do a quick rake along the outside, and we're gonna start the universal wrap. So how the universal wrap works is basically it's a membrane that comes all the way down the edge, hits the bottom, comes off the footings and then down a little bit. You try to keep it about 1.5 inches, 2 inches below. And then, yeah, you just keep on layering it all the way across until you're done. When I say okay, you say okay, okay? Okay! I have to add a bit more dirt here, and then after that I lay my foam all along the edge. I'm so tired. Bugs are so bad. So I bought 4-foot by 8-foot sheets. So half of these sheets I'm gonna have to rip so that I can put them on the bottom of the footings there. Basically just going to take my tape, put my finger on exactly 2 feet and run my blade along the edge of the tape measure and then snap them.
Just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We're meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
All right, time to place them. All right guys, good afternoon. This morning I had to run to town to grab some more materials. I grabbed 3.5-inch screws for the grade strip. I was using 3-inch and they just weren't quite good enough. I do have the majority of the grade strip done in the corner here. I am gonna backfill this corner just so it's easier for me to get up and down on the floor so I'm not climbing, but I still have to do the rest of the styrofoam. I've only done basically half of the building with the styrofoam and the grade strip. So yeah, as you can see, got a little piece of universal wrap to do in the corner there, and then the styrofoam all the way through, and then I got to rake all that dirt out. So yeah, go from there.
I don't talk about this much while we're in it, but Brendon works unbelievably hard. He's up at 5 o'clock every morning, and most days he doesn't stop until there's nothing left in the tank. There's barely any downtime, barely any quiet, and somehow he still shows up for it. The build, for me, and especially for the kids. This place, this life we're building, it doesn't happen by accident. He's poured his heart and soul into it, his time, his energy, his whole self. I'm unbelievably proud of the person he is, not just the builder, but as a dad and a partner. Our kids get to watch what it looks like to work hard for something you believe in, and that matters more than anything. He doesn't know I'm adding this, but if you've been watching and you've been seeing the grind, I'd love your help. Drop a comment for him, just something to remind him that what he's doing matters, because lately, the burnout has been real.
Now we are standing here, the vision seems so clear. When the future comes back, there will be wonderful days, and each time they come, I'll say, I always loved that. After all this time, you still want to be mine. Each time we walk the line, we end up doing fine. After all these years, it is still as clear. Can only love you more, 'cause all of it is pure.
Next foot.
Oh, you did it. You did. And our peak is nowhere near that sharp.
Okay, it was just a rough drawing, okay? So 3 big windows, counter width height so that they're up, and then 3 matching, and then the doors on this side were, well,
3 big counter windows.
and then a big window on this side.
Okay, the only issue that you have here is you have this designed as a single floor.
No, the loft is here.
Yes, but there's another, like this is an 8-foot wall, there's another 8-foot wall, and then the peak.
Oh, well, let me just redo this then. So I have to redo my drawing because my house design is wrong. So, challenge accepted. He's going to hate me. I can just feel every single window that I put in here is going to be a, yeah, okay. So right now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 windows. I'm just about done, sweetheart. How many of you think that I'm gonna get all these windows? I'm hoping for 90%. Let's bring this to Brendon and see what he thinks.
Okay, but this doesn't make sense with the kitchen.
So have them at counter height up.
So 3 feet up. It's gonna look a little funky with the all being 3 feet high. I think we should have them different heights. But.
Okay, pause. We need to talk about the front windows. This is one of those moments where the build turns into a full-blown debate. And yes, we're absolutely using you as the tiebreaker. So this is the house. And this is the layout of the house. Please ignore my drawing skills. I'm the video editor, not the architect. On this side, we've got Brendon's vision, smaller windows above the kitchen cabinets with bigger windows right next to them. And then there's my vision, a similar number of windows, but all of them raised up to counter height. So we're handing it over to you. Option A, option B, tell us which one you would live with and why. Or do you have a different vision that we might like better? Building a house and trying to keep kids entertained is really hard, so we have them set up with some coloring markers on the house floor to help keep them occupied. Clearly didn't really work for very long.
Thank you. Have a seat. You guys are a team, you understand?
All right guys, we're gonna do a little side mission. I'm gonna build a wall tent frame quick. Snow's coming and I don't anticipate us having the house done in time. And we're gonna need a place to have a bit of room just for outdoor cooking, out of the elements. So I'm gonna build a little wall tent. We had a wall tent that's been sitting in the storage for years. So we're gonna set it up right next to the campfire area and it should be a nice little cozy spot by the time we're done. So here we go. So to build this, I'm going to be basically using as much scrap wood as I can from when we did the forms for the footing. I just laid everything out 16" on center for the floor. I'm just going to do a 2x6 floor on these little beams. Yeah, that'll be it. A lot of the ends of these 2x6s are all split, so I'm just going to cut them off and then measure from there. I'm just getting over a bit of a cold, so bear with me here. Done. It's starting to get dark, so I'm gonna call her a night. I'm gonna have a snooze and I'll be right back. Good morning guys. It's time to do the floor. It is a beautiful day, but it did pour rain last night, so everything is soaking wet, and I did leave my tool pouch out and it's soaked, but it's okay. We're gonna get this done.
I was born to kill it, I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, I didn't have a right away. When it got hot in the
Floor's done. Off to the walls.
Ow! Look! Ow! Ow!
I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flames. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying, want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better, I'ma be on 5th place. On this one, then 4th on the next. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, home for the best. She showing love, give me all the raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, jump, knock, knock, let me in. Half a puff, I'm blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, jump, knock, knock, let me in. Half a puff, and blow the house down. I do it for the love, they perform for the checks, and I still get more. They be bored by the rest. I done put the work in, wasn't born in success. See the storm, it affects the performance, but I dance in the rain and the...
If you're just joining us now, we're juggling a few living situations all at once. Currently, we are in our 5th wheel, but spoiler alert, we do end up moving back into our 320 square foot cabin. We actually shared that whole process already, redoing the cabin and getting it ready to live in again. So if you want to catch up on that, we've got that video linked right at the top in the description below. For now, this tent gives us options, extra room, flexibility, and honestly, a little breathing space when everything else feels tight.
All right guys, I got the framing done. Time to try to get this tent on, so we'll see if it fits after all the measurements we made. What I can do? It's not too bad, I did the measurements off the website that says 3.5 feet center of peak, and it looks like it'd be like 4 feet or 5 feet almost, but it works, it closes. It's usable. Hello guys. I have been sick for the past couple days and it's been raining, but we give you guys the full scoop of living off grid, and people do get sick. The GoPro did die while I was doing the build for the wall tent, but I did screw up. I'll show you guys kind of what's going on, and if you guys want to leave in the comments what you guys suggest I do to fix it. I do have a few ideas, but yeah, let me know. So basically what happened was I built a frame for our wall tent that we had. I checked the company called Fort McPherson canvas tent, and no, we are not sponsored by any means, and it said the pitch from center, if it's flat here, is 3.5 feet taller, which is what I did, and it looks like it's 4.5 feet taller, so it's essentially a foot shorter. So we got a bit of a sag. I mean, it's still fine, but the structure itself is not exactly what I was hoping, but it still works good. Few things that we have to fix. So one, I'm thinking of adding a 2x12 on top here to bring the canvas tent up a little higher. And then I'm gonna have to narrow this door opening, because I originally thought that the chimney hole was on the roof. It's on the side. So I don't want to have the chimney this tight and then every time you zip it, it kind of goes behind this. So we're gonna have to move this over a bit. What do you guys think? Should I add a 2x12 there, or should I just redo the whole thing? I mean, it's really not that much more wood. It would kind of suck. I'll basically all I have to do is double up the studs to raise it a bit, but I don't know, let me know. A foot, you know, it's not crazy much, but it would help. Might even need to go a bit more. But anyways, it does work. We plan on doing some kids activities in here in the winter. It's a warm place because we live off grid and we don't have the house built. It's a warm place to kind of hang out of the trailer or the cabin. That is essentially a place where we could just do fun activities for the kids and maybe entertain, have company over, a place to eat dinner, and it's warm.
Like this? And do this and stop? That's not dangerous. Are you up?
The floor is soaking wet, so I'm gonna try to sweep off a bit of the water, get some lines chalked, and start cutting some plates. As you may know, it's a bit of a race before snow hits to get the roof on. Judging by how much time we have and the current conditions, I don't know if we're gonna get the roof on in time, but people build roofs in the winter time all the time here, so if they could do it, I could do it, I think. This is definitely a long build doing it all by yourself, but I'm gonna do it. All right, so basically what I'm gonna do is chalk lines 5.5 inches off the edge. So from there, I'll measure 5.5 inches from the corner. The same thing on the other side, and I'll chalk a nice straight line through here. And then from here, I will measure the distance to the next wall from here so that everything's all nice and square. I'm not gonna record that, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. So we'll check back in a second and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the last chalk line for the exterior walls. We did some measurements. So what we've done is we've put a supporting wall for the trusses on the high ceiling here. So there's a pony wall underneath that supports the load, it transfers the load. Any supporting wall has to be 16 inches on center, not 2 feet. So from here to there, we have a measurement of 40 foot 6.5 is framing to framing on this section here. That's gonna be the overall space of this main room. That's gonna include our living room and everything. And then the distance from here to there is 34 foot 5 1/4. So that's gonna be the truss length of the main trusses. And then we have the smaller trusses that are gonna be attached to this supporting wall here that sits on the supporting pony wall, I guess, underneath. Yeah, we're just kind of winging it a little bit here, but we are going to get this house done. Hopefully I didn't mess up the measurements like I did with the footing. Our whole build is like 5.5 inches bigger. Well, actually it's closer to 6 inches to be honest, but a little extra square footage is fine. As you can see, we have little strips of plywood at the very end. That's what I was trying to avoid for waste, but yeah, you could see our pile of waste actually right here from it. So if the measurements worked out correctly the way I wanted to, we wouldn't have had this little pile of waste here, but it's okay. We can use it for other things. It's always used for extra material on an off-grid property. Two plates down. A whole bunch more to go. The only reason that I got this plate in the middle of the building done is because this is a load-bearing wall. There's a support beam underneath in the crawl space, and that's going to hold the second floor. And this is basically the size of the second floor upstairs. All right, so that is the last of the plates that I'm going to do for the 8-foot walls. The walls that are going to be up front here are going to be roughly 17 feet tall. I don't exactly know the exact measurements until I get this second floor here done, so I'm going to wait on those just so I'm 100% sure. Like I said, this is my first time building a house by myself. I'm not really going off some crazy expensive engineered plans. I'm just kind of doing it with the knowledge that I've learned over the years I've been alive and my life experiences, and making it happen. Now that it's time to do layout, I can't do layout without Shelbie's approval on exactly how big the openings are going to be and how big the rooms are going to be. So I'm going to have to go get Shelbie right now, and we're going to have a quick conversation of how big our bedroom's going to be, or how big we want the entrance to be, and the bathroom for the entire house, and guests and kids and everything are going to be. So I'm going to go grab her and I'll be right back. Building a house with a woman is hard. If she does the editing, this definitely won't make the video, but prepare yourself if you guys build a house for your spouse. This is what we came up with for the bathroom layout.